welcome to minute 36. I forgot to record last week in prep for my little vacation, so instead it's a late video, but I could update about my little holiday. But first, I reacted to the minute 10 video. That one was good. It was the video quality got better, which I'm grateful for, because I knew there was a moment during this where like the video quality changed because I changed the setting of my camera finally, and so I'm glad it finally happened, because I was like, I swear it happens. I hope they're not all bad. And this one, it finally changed. So that's good, promising. Also, there's like construction happening outside my flat that I'm hoping just won't make noise while I'm recording this, but if it happens, sorry about it. It's okay. I won't be re-recording 36 minutes. We're locked in now. But yeah, in that video I talked about like I had a productive weekend. I think it was Halloween weekend. Was it Halloween weekend, or I was just having like a Halloween night? I think it was like an autumn night, because I did something different than what I described for Halloween, I think. But I talked about watching Interview with the Vampire, the film, and like having snacks. I don't know. Maybe we'll see if I talk about. I remember my Halloween. The Halloween I remember was I watched Jennifer's Body and got drunk on a cider accidentally. Not accidentally, but got drunk on a cider. But I know I did like Halloween snacks and stuff as well. I just don't know if that was the same day. Time will tell. We'll find out next week, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, just talking about productivity, and like I was mentioning how I was able to kind of start looking ahead at like what's coming up in the month, and like be able to start planning ahead and like doing what I have the energy for at the time, which was really nice. And so I'm excited to watch these further videos. I think this is when I really started to fall into a really nice groove. So it'd be nice to watch that and be like, are there bits I can take? Things like I can remind myself of that I've done, which is nice. And then at the end I told this story about a little spider that was in my room attached to my MIDI keyboard, and it was making me laugh because it was just a random story, and the way I speak sometimes just makes me laugh. I'm aware I say things that don't sound of this century or universe, and I don't know how or why. It's just what happens. So that story was making me laugh. But an update from that story is that spider did die. I think the spider, yeah, like something happened and it got spooked, and then it like, I thought it died, but then it disappeared and I couldn't find it, but I couldn't find it because it had crumpled and like fallen to the corner of the room. So spider's dead. Just an update to my past self. Because I said I was waiting on an update for that. It is dead. But yeah, I think that's really all what else did I cover? It was 10 minutes. I don't know what else I really talked about. I talked about Halloween, Over the Garden Wall, my projects. That was really it. And yet somehow that was 10 minutes. 10 minutes of yapping. But yes, I'm back from my trip. I went to Rhodes, which was great. I went with two of my best friends, just to have a nice getaway to celebrate our 30ths. And like we booked it. It was something I've been planning to do for like 2 years. I wanted to go to Greece for my 30th. And then yeah, and then I decided, I was like, oh, let's do like the three of us as like a nice little trip, and like, cause we're big into Mamma Mia, so I was like, let's have like a Mamma Mia vacation. No Mamma Mia references were made throughout the entire thing, which I think was for the best. It was a really great trip. And I'm so glad that like we booked it, because like it was something we decided to do last year, and then booked it by like September, October time. And so it was nice to be like, for this time to come around and be like, I have this trip booked, and like to be like, oh my god, my past self really pulled through in booking this, because it was just so, again, like a nice timed thing for me. It was really good. The journey was crazy. Getting there, my flight was at 6:40 in the morning, at a further away airport, so I realized the day before that I would have to get up at 1 a.m. to travel to get to the airport on time. So I just didn't sleep, which was fine. I'm on vacation, so I just stayed up and then left in the middle of the night. Took some buses, ended up in some shady parts of London, and then made it to the airport. And though the journey there wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. It was cold, middle of the night. But the airport at that time is so nice. It was just so quiet. Like, there was still a lot of people, but like not a crazy amount, and like it's not like the hectic when you're there and like everyone's running around and forget how to like be a human. Like, this was like everyone was on their shit because it was too early. It was too early to like be panicked about anything, and too early to like concern yourself with anything. Like, everyone was just like kept to themselves, and like it was so good. So yeah, that was fine, and the flight was fine. That wasn't too bad. It was like 4 hours, so I just tried to sleep throughout it because I stayed up all night. So I got a good amount of sleep in, I'd say. Yeah, and then arriving was great. Like, we all arrived at the same time, even though we had different flights, and it was so good. We booked this like all-inclusive resort, and it was like it was such a great experience. Like, a beautiful place right against the sea, and it was so nice. I like couldn't wrap my head around the fact that because it was all inclusive, like, we genuinely didn't pay for anything. It was all covered. It's all there, and the food was really good. And then drinks, you could just order whatever. It was just delightful, and we spent like the first 2 days doing nothing. Like, we got to the resort at like 2 in the afternoon, and then like just laid out on a sunbed under an umbrella for the rest of the day. Just didn't do anything. We just like literally just laid there, and then had dinner, and then went to bed. And then the next day we were like, let's do it again, but on the beach this time. So we laid on a sunbed near the water, and that was really nice. And then like, it was like, I think I found it. I knew it was gonna be a challenge to like lay there, do nothing, because that's not how my mind works. I don't like that. And like there was a lot of like, not dissociating, I don't know, but just like, it was a struggle. But when you don't have like all the things and like all your activities around you, like all you can do is do nothing, and it was a good challenge. And like, I got to read a little, I drew a little bit, which was nice. But just like trying to like work on being more present with myself, so like it started to get easier. And on the third day we decided to do a little trip to Rhodes and visit the old city, the old town, the medieval Rhodes, which was really, really cool. And I'm so glad, because I think our whole thing was like, we don't want to like stress, or like, we just want to chill and like do what we want to do, and like it's literally no stress. Like, we don't care, we just want to like relax. Like, that was the whole point of the trip, and I'm so glad that like, I'm proud of us for like going out and doing that, because it was like so nice to like actually like visit Rhodes. Because like, when you're on a resort, it's isolated, you're not actually interacting with, you know, the place that you're in and the culture you're in. Like, it's an isolated thing, which like, yeah, and it was so nice to like go out and be like, oh yes, you can. It like reminded me, because I think I get nervous about traveling to places I haven't been, just because I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just don't know. And it was a nice reminder to be like, no, you can travel to a place and just walk around, and like it's such a lovely experience. And so we did that, and like yeah, we like booked a bus that took us there, and then was gonna pick us up later. And yeah, we walked around. There were so many cats. There's so many just cats wandering around in Rhodes. It was so nice, and just got to see a lot of like architecture, ruins. I don't know if it's ruins, but just like different spots that was like really old and cool. The weather was really nice. It was like warm but not too sunny, so it was like a good vibe. We went to this like little restaurant that was like hidden away in a corner, tucked away, which was really nice. and we had just like a little bit of a nibble on some bread and stuff, but they gave us, what was it? There were olives. Olives were involved at some point. What was it? I don't know. We had something that had olives on it, and those olives, I was like, well, I'll never have an olive as good as this again. It was so delicious. I was like, this is the greatest I'm not a big, I'm only just getting into olives and like being okay with like their existence in food, and just having those olives, I was like, this is actually so good. It was so good. So that was a great experience. And yeah, we also stopped by, I just had like a really lovely moment with like the sea. We stopped by this like little area by the water, and like it's a lot of like rocky, it's like a rocky beach. And so like we're like looking for sea glass and all this stuff, and the water was just, I don't know, I felt like the water was flirting with me. I just felt like the water felt like its own entity, and it was really calling out my Pisces, my inner Pisces, just being like, I feel so connected to this water right now. It was just really, there was something happening energetically between me and the water, and like it like I can't describe it. Like obviously like there's like waves happening and waves are coming and going, but like I would walk like near it or have this thought about the water, and it would come further than it was before to like flirt with me. That's the only way I could describe it. It was flirting with me. And it was just a beautiful moment, and like being able to take the time to like sit and reflect on the water and just like listen energetically to it was just really nice. I love being by water. And yeah, I think I went on this trip just being like, because I've been struggling with like finding the motivation of like creating and what I want to do next and all this stuff, and being by the water was just a nice like I can like release my shoulders a bit more. I can like relax, and like the waves ebb and flow, and that's how life is too, and it's okay, it'll be all right, we can relax a little. So that was just a really nice moment that I will hold with me, which is nice. I found found a lot of sea glass, which is cute, and I've got in a little jar now. Yeah, and that was just a great trip. And then we came back to the resort, just had like a great night. And like I was drinking wine the whole trip, and I don't really drink that much. I'm not a big drinker anymore, and I'm definitely not like a wine person, but like their wine was really good, and like I would drink it and be like, I'm not mad about it. So I was drinking more wine than I normally do and really have ever done. But it was really good. And what else? The next day, was it the next day? Yeah, that'd have been the fourth day. Yeah, the next day we did another beach day, like hung out by the sea, and that was like our last full day. And so our whole thing, cause the weather was like, it was mild, so not really cold, but not hot. And so the water itself was pretty cold and cool. But we decided on our last day to make sure we go into the sea. We want to like experience the actual water, and did that, and that was just again another like beautiful magical feeling. Like it was so cold, but like so nice. And like it was like, for me, I've always shied away from cold. For me, cold has always equaled bad. Cold is bad. I don't like it. I want nothing to do with it. And to be in the water, where again I felt like the sea was flirting with me that day, and to be there and be like, I'm actually having a great time even though I can't feel my legs. It's not something I ever experience. When I'm cold, I'm miserable, and this was like, I'm cold but I'm feeling exhilarated and like refreshed and like just happy to be there. And like I just felt like the sea was giving me a big hug, a big cold hug. And it was really fun, and like just feeling the like aliveness and like the sense of adventure that I feel like I've been missing for a bit, of like life's really cool, and what am I trying to say? Just like, there's a sense of like, I'm proud of myself for allowing myself to have fun, I think, and like just doing it, being like, oh, this is something I want to do, and like not having these walls from myself being like, no, but we shouldn't, or like, no, why would we do that, kind of thing. Like, I want to go into the sea, I went into the sea. I also struggle with like big bodies of water typically. In my past experience, I have so much anxiety about that. It's just the idea of the abyss and what can be in there. I had no anxiety about going into the water. Like, I wasn't thinking about random creatures that could snatch me away, you know? I just walked in and it was fine. And I don't know if that just happened to be because like the water's pretty clear, like you could see underneath. Could be. It could be a pretty big thing. Or like you could see Turkey from across the way, so like there was like an end to the abyss that way. I'm not sure, but like to experience doing like, not even like, it wasn't even a thought that occurred to me throughout the whole trip. And so to be able to like go in, just have fun, embrace the cold, and just like chill, like, and like we like would dunk ourselves under the water, and it was so cold but like so cool and magical. So that was really nice, and like, yeah, it was just good experience, good vibe, exactly what I want. Like, it's exactly what I was looking for and what I needed, and it's so great to be able to share that with two people that I love. It was just such a fun experience. And we got to go in the evening. There was like a complimentary experience at a tavern. So we like got bussed to this restaurant and got to like have some Greek dishes, and there was live music playing as well, and it was a really good experience too. So that was really, really fun, and that was how we ended our trip. And the next day, there was my friends had an early flight, so I just went to the airport with them, and then I was too early for mine, so I couldn't cross the gates with them, so I just had to like sit and chill at the opening. But like, that was fine. It was really chill. It's a really small airport, which was really nice. There was like no moment of like, oh, this is crazy, there's so many people. It was like very chill. So it was like a long period of waiting and sitting around and like hoping my phone didn't die. But it was good, and like the journey back was fine. And then it was nice to, I realized it was I've enjoyed the idea of like coming home from a trip, and my coming home to London just feels really exciting to me. I'm like, I'm not bummed out to be like, oh, I'm coming home. Like, I'm sad the trip was over, I had a great time, but I'm also like, but I get to come home to London, which is another cool place to be in, and that's really cool. So that was nice. Yeah, really good experience. Very grateful. I had a really nice like, yeah, I feel like I went into this trip hoping to like, why did I say it like that? Hoping. I don't know what accent that is. That's something that I'm not. But I went into this trip hoping that I like to find this like thing that has been circulated subconsciously in me that I just haven't been able to unlock around like my creativity and what to do next and like how to move forward. And the night before our flight, it was like while amidst my dreaming, I like finally realized, I had like just the nicest little revelation of like, oh, I've been spending this whole time since I've moved trying to like get back into the projects that I'm doing, get back into my creativity. And I was like, oh no, it's not a getting back, it's a do what's next. Like, it's a fresh start, clean slate. We're not trying to like re-grab the things we're doing. Like, obviously there's things I'm continuing, like my Twitch streaming and podcasting, but like, it's all new stuff moving forward. I don't have to like catch up on old work. It's just, we're doing the next thing, so what is that? And that's the part where I'm at now, where I have to figure out, which a lot of it's gonna be music related, I think. But that was like nice to realize, because I think that's been like the barrier of like being like, oh, I have to like catch up on things, I gotta return to this thing. It's like, no, actually, I can just be, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go back anywhere. I can go forward and just do whatever I'm feeling in the present. Which, like, is very obvious, but, like, the way my brain works, just is what it is. But it's nice to have that new framework and mindset. 'Cause I feel like I've returned being like, okay, there's, like, things I can do literally now. Like, there's nothing for me to, like, wait for. I can finally stop holding myself back because I understand now what is going on in my brain. So that's really positive. Funnily enough, before I left, literally the day, like, 'cause I was leaving in the middle of the night, 1 a.m. Sunday night, and during the day, my ceiling started leaking from my neighbor upstairs. And I just think it was so funny. I was like, it's such a classic thing to happen. Like, and you hear about it all the time of, like, you're about to go on this big trip and then something wrong happens with your house, or something, like, something happens. And I was like, just watching TV, and I was hearing this dripping, and I thought it was raining outside, and then I was like, it's sunny outside. I, like, went over to just check out just to see, because it sounded weird. And I was like, oh, my whole ceiling is, like, leaking right now. So that was really funny to, like, have literally the day of leaving for my trip. But there wasn't much I could really do outside of, like, notify my neighbor, and I'm hoping it's been fixed. It doesn't seem to, like, have gotten worse, so I'm hoping that it's been handled, but I have to, like, keep an eye on it this weekend and see if there's any more issues. But yeah, it's just a funny thing to happen. I was like, of course this happened, and I was, like, worried while I was gone the whole time. I was like, well, if the ceiling collapses while I'm gone, I just have to make peace with that. But it's all good. I'm grateful that everything's okay. Yeah, it's been, just an interesting time, a much needed trip. I feel really good about that, and, like, it's nice that the weather here has been getting nicer too. I feel good about that. I went to the gym today. I'm just kind of getting back into my routine before going back to work again, and we'll see what mountain of things I have to handle when I go back to work. We're not going to worry about that right now. Yeah, it was good. I think I'm going through just, like, a major period of growth again. It seems unending. It seems unending, but I think I'm trying really hard to, like, allow myself to sit in it, because I think there's a lot of discomfort I've been feeling for a while, that, like, I know I've been feeling, and I've been, like, using coping mechanisms to, like, avoid it, and, like, I've been working on, like, not judging myself with those, and, like, the way I disconnect, and that's been fine. But I think I'm to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this grandpa. And like, yeah, it's like trying to sit in the discomfort instead, which is what I'm challenging myself to do, really starting today. Waking up today and journaling about it, I was like, yeah, it's time to, like, just start facing it, even though it doesn't feel good, doesn't feel comfortable. But I think what I'm starting to address is, like, this avoidant attachment style, I guess, that I've developed over the past few years. And, like, yeah, it kind of, like, unlocked where that's coming from, what that is, which is nice and really helpful. And I think that's really great, because I'm like, oh, cool, I feel like there's a chance for me, because I knew, like, I could feel the avoidance in me that comes up at times, just in this sense of, like, relationships and stuff, the hypothetical relationships that come up in my brain, and it's something that, like, I was aware of. I was like, at some point I'm gonna have to, like, address those things if I want to, you know, have a healthy relationship down the line. I don't want these whatever's coming up for me in terms of avoiding things to affect that. Like, that's just not gonna be fun, and it's gonna be really hard to get through. And so I think I've, like, finally started to understand where that's coming from and what it is, which is really positive. It's just, but it's a lot of having to sit in that discomfort of it, which really sucks. I don't like it, but I know it'll be for the best, and like I'll be better off having sat through this and like addressing it. Yeah, it's like the coping mechanisms I have aren't doing the job. They're not solving it. And even though it's harder to face whatever it is I'm supposed to be facing, it'll be better in the long term. And it's like, I find it positive just knowing like, oh, I can address this like avoidant thing that I've been experiencing and cultivating in my life. And to like kind of turn that around and be like, I don't have to be that way. I can actually be like a securely attached person, which also feels exciting, you know. And that'd be a new thing for me, which is good and positive. But it's tiring. I feel like I've been 30 for a month. I've been 30 for a month and I feel like I've gone through so much. What the hell? And I'm just like, oh, this is 30, huh? We're still digging through my mind palace to figure out what the hell is going on. But I think it's all positive and it's all okay. It's just getting a better understanding of myself and how I can like be the best version of myself and help myself be who I want to be, you know? So I think it's all good and it'll be great. It is funny, I spent all week, like I hadn't listened to any Stray Kids music all week, and when I got home yesterday I was like, I just need to play it. I was so desperate to play Stray Kids when I got home because I did not listen to anything. So it's been nice to get back into the music of things, but I've been trying to like distance myself from that as well, just because that has been such a big coping mechanism I've been using, and like that's fine, and like I'm okay with like whatever they have done to my brain, it's fine. But I'm also like, I want to make sure I'm not using them as a way to avoid what I'm experiencing internally, subconsciously. So yeah, it's an interesting balance, but we will get there, I think. And luckily I've got therapy this week, so it'll be good to talk about it all and see what wise words my therapist will bestow upon me this time. But yeah, I've been thinking about just like music. I've been having a lot of ideas on music to make, and I'm feeling in a better place to start pursuing that. Last weekend I finally cleared my space. I had all the boxes, which I think I've mentioned before, and so I spent some time last week like playing music, playing the piano, playing my guitar, and that was really, really nice. And so I'm excited to just keep doing that and keep like making active choices to look at music and see what I want to make and what's coming from me. Yeah, I think like it's been hard to like do that when I'm not present with myself and not aware of what's going on internally, whereas now that I am, it feels easier to like address and like pursue. But yeah, it's all good. And then that's really it. Like there's nothing else going on for me. It's just, yeah, just trying to allow myself to like feel as opposed to avoiding and trying to disconnect. I'm trying to just kind of sit in it a bit more. Yeah, which doesn't feel good, but it's like I just need to, I think it's like when I feel, I guess like low, I guess would be the term. If I feel low with whatever I'm experiencing, the default is to start with being like, but it'll be okay, and like I know it'll be fine, it'll all work out, and like trying to like put positives on the things I'm experiencing, and like though that's a good quality because I'm less gloom and doom about it all. I'm like, I know it'll be fine, we'll get through it, but I know that can also dismiss what I'm actively experiencing in the moment. And so I'm like trying to find that balance to be like, yes, both can be true. Yes, I will be fine, but also right now it's okay to feel this way. But I think it's like hard to be like, if I if it doesn't feel good to feel this way, why wouldn't I do what I can to not feel this way? And I think that's where it's at. It's like trying to find what are the benefits of allowing myself to feel, I guess. That's so fascinating. Ugh. And that's making me think if there's like a film or something that exists that I've like seen that makes me think of this. It might be Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'll have to rewatch that and see if that's what it is. Or like maybe Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart. That's something too. Yeah, it's just an interesting concept that I'm now like, oh, what is this? And I can use that question, I guess, to explore. Because it's fascinating. Because I feel like I've always been a big proponent of like feeling your feelings. No feelings are bad. But recently if there's a discomfort, I'm like, I don't want to feel that. So what is the benefit to feeling that? Because obviously there is one. I think, like, I know there is one. I know it's good to feel. I know there's a benefit. But what's the benefit that is outweighing the discomfort I'm currently feeling? That's the question. And like, because right now the only answer I can come up with is like endurance. I'm building endurance for harder things to come, and that doesn't sound great either. But it's okay. I think that's something, yeah, I can investigate and explore and ask my therapist. That's a good question, and I want to remember that to like write it down for my therapist, so I've got notes. Because that is a question I've got now to think about. But yeah, I'm hoping to look into open mics. There's an open mic nearby me that happens twice a month, and so I want to check it out and then see if I can work on one of my songs to perform at. And my goal is to maybe do that by June, just to like do it at this one place, because I looked at the place. It seems like so low-key and so chill that I was like, I could feel really comfortable doing this. Because I feel like the open mics I performed at before, like I do them like once every 4 years. I'll do an open mic, and then I'll do it once and then never do it again. So like, I don't know what the question was. The question, me speaking to myself. I think I always got stressed about open mics and like the unknown of it all, because you just kind of show up and you do it and you don't know what to expect. And so my plan is to visit one, see it first. But from like what I've seen on social media from this place, like it seems really chill and like a nice, friendly space. Anyway, so like seeing that put me at ease already. But I think it'll be nice to be there and just to have a spot locally that's like, it's just a place that does like fun activities and stuff. So I'm excited to check out that place and start branching out, which is what I wanted to do. So yeah, I think it'll all be good. And yeah, I'm like trying to find that balance of not using activities and things to avoid what I'm feeling, but like doing activities and things can help you move through those feelings too, you know? It's just the intention with which you approach it, I guess. And right now it requires a lot of attention and active choices and mindfulness on my behalf, which is fine. And I think that's okay. And we'll get there and it'll be okay. But yeah, I'm really grateful for the trip I had in Rhodes. It was so nice, and like just that water really, really got me. I was like, damn, I am a Pisces, huh? Like, I just love water. Fuck. So that was really good. And like, obviously it didn't solve everything I'm experiencing, but it just gave me a chance to like reset and reevaluate, even just a little bit, and also just spend time with my friends, which was really nice. Like, I definitely needed that, and it was really good to see them. So yeah, really great vibes. Like, just like, it was just so perfectly cultivated and curated in a way that I needed at the time. So that was really good. I'm interested, like, I'd love to, yeah, I'm interested in, like, continue to travel and, like, see where I want to go. Because I feel like I've been a proponent of traveling solo as well, but I think this is the first, like, friend trip I've done, especially, like, abroad, and that was so nice, too. So now I'm like, am I into solo traveling? I'll still do it. I'll still do it, because I think it is good, but, like, having a shared experience with other people is something I'm also just really invested in right now. So I have to gotta find those friends that want to do travel and trips and stuff, because I think that would be nice. It would be good to plan those things. But yeah, this is 36 minutes. Did I even say that at the beginning? This is 36 minutes? I probably did. I'm sure I did. Um, that's okay. It's in the title. Um, but great. This is 36 minutes. It was great catching up and yapping. And I hope you have a nice week. And I'll see you next week.